Hello friends, welcome to Thermomixing Adventures. Lisa here. Today I'm going to get ready to do some cooking. We have a whole lot of events coming up over the next 36 hours and actually 48 hours, and I thought I'd take you along for the ride as we make a whole lot of stuff today. Something exciting that landed last night for those of you with a TM7 is a software update, and it is incredibly exciting. You update the software on your machine and you update your app, and you now have the ability to send your recipe straight to the TM7. So I can click send to TM7, watch my Thermomix, and it's literally on the screen of my Thermomix. So I could be sitting on the couch or in the bed or whatever and go, hey there, and it goes up on the screen. So cool. So that's one of the updates that has come through. Now I'm making these mini cheesecakes today. I'm making them as two small spring forms, but not the minis, but the small, because I've got a gym party this afternoon and I've got family we're catching up with Friday night, so I want to bring dessert. So yeah, Friday night? No, tonight's Friday. I don't know. I don't know what things are happening, but I'm so excited that this is now able to come across. Now I know some of you are going to say, is it going to be for the TM6? I haven't the foggiest. What the Germans do with these machines is incredible. If you've been around and been in the Thermomix world for the last 12, 13 years, you'll know that what they come up with is so beyond our capability of understanding what they're developing, what they do, the changes. It's so exciting to be part of the process. So those of you who've had a TM31, you would know that change to a TM5, and then even that TM5 and how we kind of had guided, but we kind of didn't. Like, it was really interesting to use. And then we had the TM6, which was also integrated and amazing and so great for its time. And now the TM7, which again has just stepped up another notch. So I'm so excited to learn more and delve into what this means. This isn't the only part of the update. I'll talk more as we go along about what else they have done in this latest update, because it's not just one thing, which I love. So let's get started on these cheesecakes. If you are ever looking for something to take somewhere, you can make this into minis. You can make a big large one. The big large one is intense. It's impressive, but you end up with like this massive cheesecake slab. And when I go to places, I prefer to make smaller ones that I can kind of cut up smaller, especially if it's something where it's like a pick and choose what you'd like to eat, because otherwise it's just people have this massive slab that they can't get through. So preheat your oven to 200. Grease and line the base, and so they would do 4 spring forms. I've got 2 of the next size up. Okay, next, place 4 eggs. I thought this served 8, and we were making 8. All right, I'm gonna totally, on a whim, slightly tweak this, okay? Because in my head it says serves 8, and they've just said grease 4. Now those spring forms are 11 centimeters, they're this big. So 2 of those is not quite going to be the same as this, but 3 of them will be. So I'm about to just tweak it. So give me a moment as I rearrange my ingredients as we go along. So first things first is 4 eggs. I had 4 cracked, but I'm about to add an extra half batch to compensate. So excuse me while I reach into my egg rack. By the way, I need a little boasting moment. Can you see the colors? Look at those colors on that egg. Is that not stunning? It looks very green in the camera, but it's actually incredibly gold with those beautiful specks. Anyway, sorry, I'll stop boasting. Let's go. So we're editing this up. We're adding it an extra half. Okay, I'm gonna crack it into the bowl. This shell's getting funky. There we go. And I did drop shell in, so I'm glad I did that. Into a bowl. There we go. So I have all the ingredients prepped out, but I didn't have it for the 1.5 batch. I just had it for the 1 batch. So they obviously think that you eat half a cheesecake each, which actually would make sense for this recipe because it is such a big, solid recipe. It's amazing. If you liked cooked cheesecakes and it has the really nice, like, dark color on top where it's caramelized, this is so good. I will preference this over a cold set cheesecake any day. What's your preference though? Are you a cooked cheesecake girl or gent, or are you the more chilled, set version? Let me know. I'd love to know. So 2 more bonus eggs in there. Next, mix. 20 seconds, speed 4. On goes the lid. Let's mix this up. I'm just going to see if I can find my lid cap. Here it is. I do love that if you don't have it, it doesn't splash. So, but it does make it quieter having it on. So, okay, I'm going to open another cream cheese. I did have extra out, but I wasn't, yeah. Didn't think I'd need it all, but we will. This is also really nice to gift people. Like, I've given these away. I've made them as the minis. And like, you know, if a work colleague or something has a birthday, you can actually kind of just put one in make a little box for it and give them like an individual one. It's really nice as well. We whipped up the eggs, easy peasy. So now we're going to put into it cream cheese cut into pieces. So now you should probably cut it smaller than I am, but you know, alas, I'm not. This one, I need to make sure I don't I don't know what happened to this one. This one looks like somebody's tried to eat it. I'm not sure. Maybe a child got hungry. In this goes. Not sure. That cream cheese is not something I'd go, you know, scooping at. Mind you, the kids, you know, in our house, we don't have biscuits and packets and stuff. So, you know, if you're hungry, you got to eat an ingredient or you got to make something to turn it into a food. You can't just, oh dear. All right. So maybe somebody got desperate and ate just cream cheese. I'm just going to open the last one. I'm still buying the Philadelphia one. There is now a variety at my local Woolworths anyway of different ones. I do find that, read the ingredient label, they're not all equal. And even the sizing is not the same so if you look at the per weight. So what am I doing? I'm going to be doing an extra 325, which brings it up to just under a kilo. Oh, hopefully I've got enough. Maybe I need to get one more out of the fridge. Okay, excuse me for 1 second while I grab more out, hopefully. Yep, there we go. Okay, last one. But yeah, a beautiful gift. Always has gone down really well. Also, if we've got people over and we're entertaining, I've actually many of the times made this into kind of like a grazing platter style one, where I cut it up, all the little minis, into wedges, so they look like wedges of cheese, and then it's like a choose your own topping, and that works out really beautifully. So that's another way you can kind of present this dish. Okay. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Next. Cream cheese is something we generally have in the house often because we make dips, herb and garlic dip. We make, they've actually got in the fridge at the moment a tomato one, the sun-dried tomato, creamy sun-dried tomato. I'm just pushing this down a little bit because I didn't cut it up well, so that I need the blades to kind of start. I should have chopped it further. That's okay. Keeping it real in the kitchen for you guys. No point pretending it's perfect. It's far from perfect in my kitchen. Okay, 2 more ingredients, I think. 3 more ingredients, not much. So, I'm curious to see if it's doing the top of the bowl or if it's just doing the bottom of the bowl. I might need to stop and scrape it because I've got all that extra in there. That's all right. See how we go. Now these, by the way, I've got paper underneath them and I've got paper standing up above them. You want extra above because this rises and falls in the oven. Okay, next up, scrape down the, oh, isn't that pretty? I'm impressed, yay. I love it when that happens. That is cool. Scrape down the sides, mainly because I want to get it all in. And then they said do it for longer if needed until it's smooth. It looks like ice cream. Soft serve ice cream. But alas, it's cheesecake. We're not done yet though. A couple more ingredients. We need to put some sweetener in, a few other bits and pieces. So we're going to put the lid back on. Press play. All right. Next up, I have some sugar. I shopped to be prepared for this. And I'm also doing it before anyone else is in the kitchen today because they have plans for Father's Day to make croissants and some sort of cake. And I'm going to make a quiche to take tonight as well. So there's lots of things going on in the kitchen today over the next little while, really. And I love that it's easy. When you've got a Thermomix, this is not stressful. This is not hard. This is just easy, which is just so good. Maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe it's about to go pear-shaped. Look at that, so pretty. Scrape down the sides with a spatula and then add 200 grams of sugar. So it says white sugar. I got this. This is what I'm using. We are going to end up with a very large bowl of it. But don't worry, it does fit. If you're going, Lisa, have you thought about the max line? I have made, there's a 1 kilo one, which was, I mean, the 1 kilo would be very similar to what we've got, right? What am I doing? 300. Made it plenty of times. And it fits in just. Next, mix. 1 minute, speed 5. And it says mix with the aid of the spatula. Well, we won't be doing that because on a TM7, the spatula doesn't go in the lid. You just need to take the lid off and actually, but I can hear that it's actually added in beautifully. Okay, so that's gone through. I do not need the spatula to aid that stirring, and it's because we've got so much in the bowl. That's why it's calling us to do that. Now, next up we've got flour, and I'm gonna add some vanilla because I like vanilla in this, but you can add other flavors to it. You can put some curd through it. You can put some cocoa powder and make it chocolate. You can make some caramel sauce and put that through. So you can actually kind of tweak this recipe to be whatever you preference flavor-wise. It's such a versatile recipe, okay? So yeah, I can hear it's mixing through. I don't know if you can hear that on the mic, but you can hear that it's well and truly taking all that sugar and dispersing it through beautifully. Okay, 10 seconds. All right, let me show you. I think this is going to be impressive. Oh, it's not as impressive as I was hoping. I thought it'd be like the buttercream kind of thing. Scrape with the spatula, get the outside cream cheese into it. Oh, that's disappointing. It's more like pancake batter now, okay? So I've had to explain that. That's pancake batter. Just scrape all the way to the bottom. Oh, it smells amazing. All right, at this point in time, I'm going to add, so it says add pouring cream. I was going to add my vanilla, but hang on, we'll get the pouring cream in. So we need 450. So we're doing 300 plus a little more. Hope I'm not confusing you with doing the extra. I think you understand why. Okay, that's 400, a little more. I've actually, in the past as well, done yogurt in this step instead. I didn't have. It was beautiful, but it was very, it was tart. It was tart. It was lovely. And the texture was divine. It was beautiful, but it was just a little hard. I'm going to do this now. Okay, that's vanilla. Okay. All right, 30 seconds, speed 5. We have one more ingredient to go in. Sounding good. Next. Now it says to go another mix. I don't know that we need it. Let's have a squeeze. Yeah, no, that is beautiful. Look at that. So we'll scrape down the sides. We're not going to do the extra mix. I think if, like, my cream cheese was straight out of the fridge, but I reckon it would be the cream cheese that would remain too solid that would make you want to redo it. But mine is smooth. That's beautiful. Okay, so we'll just skip that. Add 20 grams of plain flour, and I'm using GF to keep it so that more people can enjoy it. Oh, that was a little more, wasn't it? Now, in this case, I'm going to do what I don't normally do. I'm actually going to take some of that out, only for the fact that, I showered this as well. You don't want this too thick. You actually want it to be pretty thin. That's the wrong spatula for the job. This one's the right one. How did that go? 36, I want 30, 34, 32, that'll do. All right, that can go into something later. So next, mix, 2 minutes, speed 5. Now, one of the other features that has come back to, and I say come back because we had it on the TM6, is the ability to start halfway through a recipe. So sometimes you want to make the meatballs, but not the sauce. Or you want to make the sauce, but not the chicken. And you can actually now go to your preparation step and start halfway through. And I'm going to show you in a second how that looks. It is so exciting and so good to be able to do that. We could go down and say mark as current step, but this lets us just get there and get started. So I'll show you that in a second. Now, next thing we're going to do is pour this into our each container, okay? And then it goes in the oven to cook. Now, when this is cooked, it no longer jiggles. So you're looking for it not to jiggle. Because I've changed the sizing, it's not going to cook the same time as the little minis would. It's also not going to cook as long as it does if it's a big one. So I'm going to need to literally do the jiggle test to test if it's ready to go or not. All right, so the jiggle test means that when you give it a wiggle, it doesn't move. You're not seeing it do waves in the center of the dish. Okay, so that's what you're looking for when you make this dish. Have you made it? If you've made this, I'd love to know. Put this in the chat. And by the way, if you've got a friend or family member who loves cheesecakes, send them this video. I'd love them to see how easy it is to make a fancy cheesecake. Okay, this is Dani Valent's cheesecake recipe. She is amazing. She is all about entertaining with the Thermomix. And this recipe she's had for a while out and about, and it's just beautiful. So put it on your to-dos, birthday celebrations, just because you want to do a grazing platter because you've got friends coming over. It's easy, okay? It's such a chuck it all in, and it's just beautiful. So 6 seconds. The hardest thing I find is dividing it up evenly between the two dishes in a second. That's the challenge. Okay, so look at that. Oh my gosh. Actually, the challenge is not to lick out the bowl. Just finishing a gym challenge, and now I want to eat the bowl. I'm like, yum. Okay, pour it into the prepared tins, bake for 35 to 40 minutes. So mine will be closer to probably 45 to an hour, I reckon, till just set, but dark and caramelized on the outside. See the tips. Cool in the tin for 30 minutes. Release the side, so don't take it out too early, okay? And serve fresh cherries or berries, optional. Just dust with icing sugar if you'd like. Now let me just show you how you can start halfway through now, because I'm excited about this. So if I go to my preparation steps, actually let me just quickly change the camera so you can see. Where is this one? Is it this one? Yeah. Okay, so I've gone to my heading, excuse the flower on the screen. I've gone to my preparation heading. So now I can click on, say, step 3. And do you want to cook the recipe from here? Yes. And it picks that up as the current step. How cool is that? The other thing I just want to show you is tips. It said go and check out the tips. It says it may seem burnt, but this is the desired result. The high temperature that the cake is baked at forms a dark caramelization crust on the cheesecake. It's delicious balance for the sweet filling. Enjoy this cheesecake as soon as it's cool enough to hold its shape when sliced, or refrigerate and serve chilled. I normally do it chilled. It's stunning. Okay, it is just. And as I said, it's so easy to put together. No fiddling, it's just great. All right, so stirring in the sides just to make sure it's incorporated. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. All right, so now let's get this over here and let's evenly divide it. This is the challenge. So I'm going to stop that's about 2 centimeters from the top of my springform. Both my springforms are the same. They're from the mix shop. So hopefully that one doesn't fall in the sink back there. Okay, that one's a little higher now. It's more like 1 centimeter. So I'll put, there we go. Now the idea behind the really high baking paper is that it rises and falls. Okay, so that's why we have the really high baking paper. I use butter to kind of hold it to the sides. And I have baking paper at the bottom as well. Okay. All right, I love the windscreen wiper effect of this spatula. You might notice I'm going backwards and forwards. If you do go backwards, you're going to chip it on the really sharp blades when you first get your Thermomix. But it's a sign of a well-loved Thermomix. Mine has a bit missing out of it. All right, so these are going into the oven. I'll show you a photo of the final product. You've probably already seen it at the beginning of this video. I hope you're inspired to give it a go. I hope it's something you can add to your repertoire for when you need a cake or when you feel like cake. But otherwise, take care, and I will see you in the next video soon. Bye for now. Okay, welcome back. It has been an hour in the oven. They end up taking an hour to not jiggle. I did turn them down for the last 10-15 minutes at 180. They were getting rather dark on top. They were on the same shelf because I was able to put 2 in there. So I've taken the outside ring off, and I was going to do this with you where we actually take the other bit off together as well. So let me just see if I can make this work a bit better. There you go, kind of see a little better. So one of them did have the little extra bit of paper drop on it. That's okay. So I'm going to leave the bottom paper attached until they're completely cool. And I'm going to leave them on the bottom circle until they're completely cool as well. It'll be easier to get off then. But the big reveal of the outside. Let's have a look. It smells amazing. Just beautiful. Round we go. Yum. First one revealed. Let me show you them both in a second. That's beautiful. They've got that gorgeous caramelized smell. This is where there we go, fell down. Look at this. I'll just spread this one's paper out. There you go. Basque cheesecakes. Beautifully made in the Thermomix. Yeah, an hour cook time for this. And remember, I did a 1.5 batch just to get it further, so that one for tonight and one for Sunday night. I hope you find this helpful. Can't wait to see yours when you make it. Do share it with me. I'd love to know what you're making with your Thermomix. But otherwise, take care, and I will see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.